In American filmmaking, it's difficult to linger on stuff, and there's a lot of, you got to go to bat for that and fight a lot of battles.
I wanted to say, first of all, thanks for a marvelous film. My father fought in World War II, my uncles were from Tuskegee Airmen, and my cousins were all in Nam, and I just think it was a really amazing film, and I'm going to hope to take my dad to see it if he's in D.C. I wanted to ask you about the casting of Samantha Morton. I thought her character was written so wonderfully because it really could have been any woman. I mean, how did you come to cast her?
I knew Samantha from another movie that I worked on a long time ago called Jesus' Son, and I've always wanted to work with her. I mean, she's a sublime actress. You ask many actors, and they'll tell you that she's the best. And I called her and I said, we're making this movie, and I told her what it was about, and she knew that world. She has a brother who served in the Middle East and is now a contractor in Iraq. She knew the emotional landscape of military life, and she said, send it over, I want to read it. She read it, and she said, I'll do it. It was really that quick and simple. Ben was on a very short list of actors that we wanted to meet with, we needed someone in his 20s who was a great actor, could be intense and also sensitive, but we also needed a man. And Ben is a very intense guy who just walked into our meeting in this restaurant and ordered Irish coffee, and it was in the morning, and he looked me in the eye, and I just knew this guy had something that is going to work very well in this movie. And Woody, I don't know how he got in this movie.
Sean Penn said no, maybe. Yes. Oh, well, I really like Zombieland. It's just a very funny movie. 2012 really doesn't need much promotion for me. It's like those guys are going to be okay, but this. But this one is really special to me, and it's not a big budget P&A, so. It's also the one that really has my heart. I love this movie, and so we're going around promoting it. And as Oren said, I guess we're depending on y'all to go out and tell people to see it. Now Oren's probably going to ask you to go to a website and all that kinds of other. He's got a whole litany of things he's going to ask, but just. As far as I'm concerned, just telling your friends to watch it is enough.
It's themessengermovie.com.
Oh, so that's me. Okay, yeah.
I want to ask Woody, since we're learning you did a lot of shooting of rehearsal, there's a line you say, and I'm just wondering, based on your friendship with the Bookers and the Marleys, if the line was originally there, or if it's from you, which was, you can sleep when you're dead. Was that in the script, or did you pull that out of the air?
I don't remember. Was that in the script? Yeah.
Oh, all right. Is that funny?
Which line is she asking for?
Because it's very much a Jamaican or Rasta concept.
Which line?
You can sleep when you're dead.
It's a great line.
So I wondered if that was already written, or if he just pulled that out of his world.
Ironically, though, the first time I ever heard someone say that was Charles Barkley, and I was like, I was saying, dude, I'm so tired. He goes, sleep when you're dead. And I was like, well, I'll die if I don't sleep. And I didn't go out that night. I kind of wish I had, because I hadn't seen him for a while. Yes. The question was, is the film going to be taken be shown to soldiers and taken to Iraq, etc., etc.?
Yeah, it's really tricky. I mean, we were supposed to do a screening on a base that we're visiting, I think, next week, but most of the people on the base got deployed, I don't know that it's a good idea for them to see it. I think that as we said, we're trying to shine a light on the people who live with the consequences of war, and these are the people. So I think there's enough light on them, enough heat on them, and it may be very difficult for them to see it. Having said that, we have had soldiers see this movie and react to it very strongly across the generational divide, and some of them, a lot of Vietnam guys embraced the movie very strongly. A lot of guys who've been to Iraq already have embraced the movie. I don't know about the guys and gals who are about to go or are there right now. I think that better make sure to bring them back before they see it.
We got time for a couple more, guys. Just a few more. So I'm sorry, I can't see anything because the lights in my face. Yes, sir.
Question about the music with Ben's character.
Music question.
Listening to the metal, was that something you guys always discussed, or how'd that come up? And was that score or was that source? I didn't see it.
There's some score and there's some source. I did some medley kind of score, and then there was some source in there too. This was what can I say? I mean, this was such a joy to work on this film. You do jobs that are jobby jobs, and then there's plenty of gray areas, and then you do jobs that just are kind of, it sounds really cheesy, but are kind of all about love. And this was truly, from our very first meeting, was just a smooth, very beautiful, very organic process. And I had a tremendous guide in Warren, and the music was super duper raw, and he wanted it raw, and I don't know what else to say. What was the question?
About his character. How was the source and how much was score? Was that always just the character's music?
That was always kind of that'd be nasty, and that'd be gnarly, and that'd be true. I think the original you'd sort of tempt it with a fair amount of what was that band?
Arab Strap.
Yeah, Arab Strap. So which was maybe leaned a little on the indie rock side. So we were thinking maybe to pull it a little more in the metal world, which was maybe a little more realistic for that world. But that's all I have to say. It was just such a pleasure to work on this film. We have time for one more question right here.
Were you conscious of the specific psychological effects that people had after post-war, or was that in the writing and the building of the characters, or was that something that you left to the actors?
What was the first part of it?
Were you conscious of all of those specific psychological neuroses and sort of the obsessive tendencies of Ben Foster's character, for example, or was that something that you left to the actors to figure out?
I think a lot of the stuff was in the script. That was sort of the guidelines to the characters. But you work with people like Ben Foster, Woody Harrelson, Samantha Morton, really a lot of people in the movie. Most of them, you start developing things that make sense with the character from their thinking and from their approach. And a lot of times, if the script is good, and we believe that the script was good, the actors will understand it a lot better than anyone else, because they're thinking about their character and their character only before they're starting to interact. And so, if you listen to them, even sometimes they don't even realize it, but they're giving us all the clues in terms of where to go and what is the psychological development of the character. And then, if the script is solid enough, you can really take off from there. And I think that every character was well defined in the script, but when the actors came on board, they started defining the characters in terms of how they fit into what they do, which was our process. So it was never about nailing a character on the page. It was just making the character come alive for the movie.
So I'm afraid that's all the time we have for this, but it's just been great that you were here. And what can I say? TheMessenger.com.
Thank you all.
Thank you all so much.